is Jor-El, and Cyborg Superman is Zor-El. So how is he in the Phantom Zone if Mr. Oz killed him?
Oh no, this is the Henshaw, Hank Henshaw.
Okay, so it's not the Zor-El one.
No, this is the one he had in the Phantom Zone.
Okay.
No, yeah, that's different. That's from the New 52 Cyborg Superman arc, right?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Yeah, this is Hank Henshaw Cyborg Superman. That was just recently. There was like a coalition of like Zod and him and like Metallo, I think, was there, and a couple other villains. I can't remember all of them, but they were going to attack the fortress, and they were going to use the Phantom Zone to like bring an army from the Phantom Zone to Earth or something, and they eventually, like, the Superman family all showed up, like Supergirl, Superwoman, Power Girl, Steel, like everybody showed up and fought him off because Clark was blind. When Clark was blind, he went through like that Phantom Zone generator that Amanda Waller has over the prison or the Suicide Squad. What's that fucking Belle Reeve? He had to go there or something, and he went through this. She's got like a Phantom Zone generator protection wall around the prison,
Mm-hmm.
and he flew into it, and he went blind for a while. So he still had all these villains chasing him. They were like following him all over, trying to destroy him. And he flew back to the fortress, and he couldn't see, and he was trying to figure out like if he could, like, something in the fortress would give him his sight back. And I think he had to get hit with another dose of Phantom Zone shit or something. And he ended up, the Superman family all came there. But anyways, that's when he put Zod and Cyborg Superman. He put a bunch of guys back in the Phantom Zone a little while back. So this was he brings him out and he's going to rehabilitate him, and it's not the Zor-El one.
Okay. That's what I was getting confused about.
But yeah, next issue, like I said, is the Bendis. That Bendis' first one, 1000, or is he after 1000 going to take over? I don't know.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Action 1000. So that one, did you read Detective at all?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, my
I've
voice is killing me, so I'm going to try and speed through Detective real quick before my voice goes out. Basically, it's, let's see, wait for this one to load. I forget exactly how it starts out, but basically it's the, okay, this is where Batwoman's new team is starting to come together. She's got, all right, well, first of all, it starts out with Orphan takes out some kidnappers. And it's talking about how Orphan's kind of screwed up mentally, and especially since the King Clayface thing where Clayface got killed, she's been kind of messed up because that was like her best friend. So they've got Leslie Tompkins giving her psychiatric help, and basically tells Bruce, you were there for all the boys, and Cassandra's fucked up. Cassandra's real fucked up, and you're not doing anything to help her. You're making her go out and fight as one of the team, and for some reason you were there for all the boys and you're ignoring her, and she's gonna burn herself up, fighting if you don't do something for her. So I guess that kind of plays into Bruce's decision to he's gonna disband. He stops the Knights Protocol. He disbands the team. He said he's going to go on like he usually does on his own, and he'll be there for the Bat family. I'll be there for the family if you need me, but there's no more team. And Tim Drake basically flips out and is like, this is all that I'm working for, is for the future. And then he's starting to hear Mr. Oz in his head again too. So Tim Drake's kind of flipping out, and it's leading towards that moment where he's going to become the Tim Drake Batman that wants to kill everybody. But we've also got Kate's Batwoman new team with Batwing and Azrael. They take out some Talons from the Court of Owls, and so their team's coming together. They're starting a new thing where they said she basically says Bruce can have Gotham. Bruce and his family can have Gotham. We're gonna be a peacekeeping force for the world, so that like the colony is gonna be turned into like Batwoman's thing, and she's gonna kind of branch out, like almost like Batman did, like around the world. But then Bruce has to tell Tim Drake that he's discontinuing the Knights Protocol, And that's when he kind of flips out, and then he goes back to his place and starts hearing Mr. Oz in his head again. So the next thing, and then we get Ulysses Hedrian Armstrong shows up and brings him it's the entire history of the future stolen right from the central computer of your future self. So he's got info from the future self, Tim Drake, to give to Tim Drake. So the next issue is going to be it's a new arc called Batman Eternal, harkening back to the title Batman Eternal, I guess.
Right.
Part 1. So we'll see where that's going. But yeah, I'm kind of digging it. So anyways, Detective, pretty good. It gets good sometimes, real good sometimes, and sometimes it's just kind of good. This is one of those issues. But I dug it. Flash also pretty good. It's we're getting ready for the War of the Flashes. Grodd at the end of this one. I'm gonna speed through it real quick. Like the Flash, boom. Basically, Barry Allen tries to get his powers back. He ends up doing exactly what Grodd wants and takes the lightning rod wand and puts it exactly where Grodd wants him to, because then it makes Grodd, he gets his powers back, but it makes Grodd be able to connect to all the Speed Force users and control them all. So now he has all of the Flash family controlled and under his control, and now it's going to be War of the Flashes coming up. So pretty good, leading into War of the Flashes. Grodd, always cool. Grodd is dying, by the way. I'm not sure if he's completely healed because now he's tapped into the Speed Force again. But pretty good, as usual, Flash. And that's going to do it before my voice just rips to shreds.
And before mine goes, I did the last one that I read this week was Red Hood and the Outlaws. Still working this whole thing where the Bizarro, this is where it's going to be interesting because you got the Bizarros coming in Superman.
Yeah.
But you still have this Bizarro with Red Hood.
I saw somebody say that wasn't original. Like, oh, come on, Bizarro. Like, why? Somebody was bitching saying that the Bizarro storyline wasn't. I was like, are you kidding? Bizarro's a long-time character. Why can't they use him? It's been a while since they've used him in a Superman story. Why not?
Because that's not the comics I read. I've been reading for like 3 years and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
But no, so Bizarro's created this thing that's basically, it's kind of the same way that they try to do with Civil War 2, where he's able to pinpoint crimes before they happen.
Yeah.
And it's been able to make it so that they know what's gonna, not all three of the outlaws have to be there. One can take care of it because they know what's gonna happen. But they constantly still think something's going on with Bizarro that he's not quite right. So Red Hood's following him, and meanwhile Artemis finds a secret chamber in his room with a Lazarus pit and these things in tanks. So the next one is the next one's it's called Do You Really Want to Know? Because it's what's in those tanks. So I like it. I don't think I have a pick of the week this week just because everything was kind of mid-grade.
Well, you know what? There wasn't a lot of books this week either. It's just the one. Like sometimes there's a lot of books and sometimes there's not. This week was one of those kind of middle of the road weeks where and I've noticed the way the books come out. I read more of the books on the months where Batman, Superman come out than I do the months, because usually it's just I usually only read Action Detective and Flash for this round of releases. And then everyone I try to throw in a couple like Justice League or a new one that's coming out, like just to try something. But I mean, like a lot, I don't get to every title, but I make sure I get the ones that I regularly read so that I can kind of review and respond to those. But I mean, yeah, I mean this time there wasn't a whole lot of books, and there wasn't a whole lot of books that I read. So I mean, I only read like a handful, like 4 or 5.
So that'll do it this week for DC Comics Reviews. Every week we bring you more reviews from the world of DC Comics. So, we want to thank you, and we will see you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Nerd Rage Renegades.